Welcome back to another episode of the Trade-Off Podcast, episode 14. My name is Ryan.
And I'm Alex.
Today, we're going to talk about the quickest way to pass an FTMO challenge. And we're talking not from a place of theory, from a place of knowledge acquired from actually using these methods and helping hundreds of people pass funded trading account challenges. So, we're going to get straight into it. There is 3 rules, and at the end of the video, we're going to go and...
Bonus tip.
Everyone
loves a bit of an extra bonus tip.
And this bonus tip is going to save you so many times, and it will completely remove so many excuses that we hear people make as to why they failed a challenge.
Everyone's got excuses. World's full of fucking excuse makers.
Excuses don't get results.
No.
So, number 1, a method that we've been using called the leapfrog. Now, this has been around for a while. We've been using this most probably over at the Forex Club for the last 18 months to 2 years. Now, the leapfrog is very simple. Most people make the mistake of buying the most expensive funded account challenge that they can possibly afford.
Yeah, usually 100k, because it's a big, nice round number.
Usually 100k. Yeah. 100 to 200k max. And they've saved up for this, they've gone all in, and it means the absolute fucking well to them. Straight away, you're attached to it.
Instantly stressed about the outcome before you've even got started.
Yeah, which is no good.
No.
You don't want to be trading with stress, pressure, and you've maybe purchased an account that you couldn't have really afford. It's not going to go well. And then you also need to desperately pass that one because you can't afford to buy another one. No good. Don't do that.
No.
The way to increase your odds of passing, first of all, is buy a much cheaper account, like a 25k account. Then what you can actually do, you can buy one of these every week or every other week. So therefore, you've got now, let's say, for example, 4 25k accounts instead of one 100k account.
For the mathematicians out there, that equals 100k still.
Equals 100k.
I know what the kids are like these days.
Quick maths. Now, you can start one of these every week or every other week, which means you are increasing your odds of passing and catching a good market cycle that suits your strategy.
Because what people find a lot of the time is, especially when they've got a strategy that they've been using that's been consistent. So I see it all the time. People have a strategy, whether it be automated or manual. It'll work, and it'll work continuously for 2-3 months, which is great, you know. And then they have that rocky period where things don't quite work the way they want to, don't get the results, it's not as consistent as they want for another period of time. What usually happens is they throw their toys out the pram, they quit, they go find another strategy, that then works for a few months and have a bad period. And it's that never-ending cycle of doom that we've talked about before, right?
Yeah, it weeds out the weaklings, the bad period.
Yeah. So what you've got to remember is...
Don't be a weakling.
Your strategy is based upon, well, it should be, if you've done the work, a year's worth of data, roughly, or more. And what that should show you is the good periods, the bad periods, how many trades you on average win in a row, how many on average you lose in a row, what your drawdown is. You should have all these statistics already. So therefore, the leapfrog method, like Ryan was talking about, is what it's going to enable you to do is start in a staggered method. And therefore, if you start your first 25k challenge and it's a bad market cycle for the 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks that you're running it, okay, that's fine. It might be a little bit of drawdown when you come to start the second one. You're going to run all 4 of these accounts month after month after month. One of them will start in the middle or at the start of a good market cycle.
And boom, you're in profit straight away.
There you are. You haven't put all your eggs in one basket, all right?
Diversification is key always.
100%.
And it's important to remember that when you start a challenge, the timing of when you start is not necessarily crucial, but plays a big role on how your account's going to go. Of course it is, right? But nobody knows how the market is going to be. Nobody knows what's coming. No. We cannot predict the markets, right? That's not what we do.
No.
We play a probability game. We use an edge. That edge plays out. So you could start a challenge today, pass in a week. You start a challenge today, going really bad drawdown, and it may take 2 months to pass. Nobody knows. Timing of when you start is just pure luck.
Yeah, completely luck. And the market has a way. We spoke about it before when we had Gemma on. The market has a way of the second that you start a funded account, boom, 2 losses. You get the funded account. This is what happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have a good market cycle. You're confident. Your confidence is up. You want 4 or 5 trades in a row.
I'm smashing it at the moment.
Yeah, I'll start a challenge. Boom, 2 losers straight away. 2% drawdown. Fuck, your head's gone completely. Then what do? You start chasing it.
Yeah.
If you're doing the leapfrog method, you don't need to do that.
Don't need to do it.
Because you don't have any emotional attachment to this one account. You go, all right, if this hits drawdown, whatever, I've got another one to start. And you just do that and that and again and again and again.
Just takes the pressure off. Just takes the pressure off. if you have the correct knowledge and correct systems in place to take the pressure off and give yourself an advantage and give yourself a much better trading experience, why would you not do that? So I hope you're writing this down. The leapfrog method is number 1. Number 2
is actually have a fucking strategy.
Believe it or not, a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Believe it or not, a lot of people do not have a strategy. They have either what they would deem to be a strategy, which is just a collection of fucking rules that actually have no bearing on or anything you would consider to be an edge.
But do they actually have the correct data?
Yeah.
So they've got a set of rules. This is my trade plan. But how do you expect this strategy to perform over X amount of months? Have you tested this strategy? Have you got the data?
If, for instance, you were to be sat in a room and someone was to be interviewing you, grilling you about your trading strategy, you should be able to answer some of the following questions. You know, what's your net profit? What's your max drawdown? What's your winning streak? What's your losing streak? You know,
what session made the most profit?
Yeah. You know, what's your average risk to reward ratio? What's your stop loss size? How do you calculate your lot size? All these different things you should know and you should understand. Now, when it's done as a manual trader, which I do a lot of times still myself, I have it in a Notion. Some of you use TradeZilla or Trading Vault, all these things, right? But you should have that documented, right? At any one point, I should be able to pull that up and show someone my results and my stats. If you're an automated trader, especially with the new next gen 2.0 update, right? You'll be able to see which sessions were the most profitable, which ones made money, which ones lost money. What's your most winning trades in a row? What's your max losing trades in a row? Understanding this is going to tell you whether you've got a strategy. Now, having a strategy that works for you and having a strategy that works for a prop firm are two very different things.
Two different things, completely.
Yeah, because if you don't know the rules, which we'll go on to in a minute, then your strategy may not work for a prop firm. It might be great. If you're trading your own capital and at one point in the year you've got 20% drawdown,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't make any fucking difference to you, right? If you've got the balls to hold it, doesn't matter. With a prop firm, boom, you're gone.
You're gone, you're out.
Yeah.
And exactly what Alix said is correct. A strategy can be a good strategy in generalized terms, but it may not be a good strategy for a prop firm. That's why you need to know the data. If you don't know the data, you should not be taking a prop firm challenge because it's likely you're going to fail. If you know the data and you've got the data to back your strategy, right, how much drawdown have I had in one day? 3%. Great. Perfect. The max drawdown I can have in a day on a prop firm is 5%. Brilliant. What's my max drawdown overall? 4%. Great. The max drawdown I can have overall on a prop firm is 10%. This strategy is now starting to look very suitable for a prop firm. So it's important that you understand the data of a strategy before you decide to take a prop firm challenge. Now, with the automated training system, Next Gen 2.0, all this data is presented to you on a table. You can see every single data point that you need so you can understand whether this strategy is going to be suitable for a prop firm or not. Yeah. Again, give you that edge. Do you want to use this strategy for a prop firm or not? Click of a button, takes 10 seconds, boom, you've got 12 months worth of data in front of you to know if that strategy is going to be suitable or not. You've
got to remember, when you are approaching a prop firm, right, people look at it because it's so easy to do and so accessible. Push a button, buy an account, you go and take your trades in it, right?
Yeah.
You need to look at it from more of a professional standpoint. It's no different than approaching a bank with a business plan and asking for money.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing. You're going to someone going, excuse me, I haven't got any money. Can you give me some, right? What you need to remember is if you went to a bank, you might have a business plan. You might have a business that works for you, right? You see it on Dragon's Den all the time. This is a great business. It makes money, but it doesn't make enough money for me to invest in.
Yeah,
right?
It's not scalable.
So if you go to a prop firm and they say, right, you're clearly making money, but your rules don't meet our requirements, you're not going to get the funding. The same way as if you went to a bank and you said, look, this is my business plan, this is my turnover, these are my numbers. The bank manager might go, look, I'm going to be honest with you, this is a good business. You're earning money, right? This is a great business for you. Go and employ your wife, do whatever you want to do. It's a good small business. It's not scalable, right? It doesn't meet the criteria for us to invest 100 grand into your business because we're not going to get that money back. And that's the same way. But because it's so accessible, when you can just fucking log in, throw your credit card details at it and get a funded account or attempt to get a funded account, people do it when they've got no fucking right to even be attempting to get a funded account.
They've literally got no strategy whatsoever. And that's what actually keeps prop firms alive because, as you know, most prop firms are just demo account. You're trading in the simulated trading environment, even when you get the live account. Your payouts are coming from all of the failed challenge fees from these people that are just taking a punt. They haven't got a strategy. They don't understand the data. They think, oh, 100k account, fuck it, off chuck £500 at that. I'll end up with 100k.
There's a good chance that if I just wing it, I might pass it. And people do.
They do sometimes.
But winging it only lasts for a small period of time.
Yeah, and then you're not going to get paid anyway. So you just wasted all that time trying to pass an account. You never even got a payout. If you have a good strategy from the get-go, you understand the data, you've got the strategy on lock, boom, you're going to pass, you're going to get withdrawals. That's what you're here for. You're here to get paid.
Yeah.
You're not here just to play around playing games. You're here, you want to make money. That's why you're trading. That's your only job as a trader, is to get paid and make money. So take it seriously and you'll get that. You'll get paid. So, number 3.
West Side.
West Side, isn't it? Understand the rules of the prop firm.
You cannot play the game if you do not know the fucking rules.
Simple. Do you know how many people don't read the rules and then they fuck up and they lose the account because either they held a trade over the weekend and they weren't meant to hold a trade over the weekend, or
Held
they
through news
and they weren't meant to hold through news, or they've thought the overall drawdown limit was 10% and they thought that was also the daily limit, but the daily limit was actually 5%. You need to understand the rules. If you can't be bothered to read the frequently asked questions on a website, how do you expect to be a profitable trader and beat the financial system?
People want the quickest route to success. However, you can't unless you actually know. It's impossible.
Know your shit.
It's impossible to play a game without knowing the rules. You might be able to blag it a few steps, or a few moves, or a few plays, but overall, you know, you're not going to be able to function in the game. You're not going to be able to be success at what you're trying to do. So you're just setting yourself up to fail.
To a gunfight with a knife.
That's it.
That's simply what you're going to be doing. Turn up to a gunfight with a knife. What's going to happen? You're going to get shot. You're dead. You're out. You turned up with the wrong tool. You turned up with the wrong weapon. Make sure you are armed absolutely to the teeth with knowledge and understanding of the prop firm and your strategy. Those two together, boom, you're giving yourself the best chance possible to pass, which is what you want.
I've seen so many people, right? They've said, so they've essentially, say they're already in, just an example, already in 4% loss, right? They've risked another 1%, which is fine. They were within, if they hit stop loss, they will be within their 5% daily drawdown, right? They just beat the max, they'll be on the threshold, but they'll be there, right? What happens when you take a trade? You get commissions. The commissions included? No, right? So they've risked 1%, but actually they risked 1.01%. They go over by $100, boom. Straight away they're out, right? Or the other one, they take a trade and they've got 5 or 6 trades running at any one time, right? All the trades go into drawdown. Their equity goes below 5%, but the trades don't close. Then it moves back into profit, they hit take profit. So actually they're up, right? What they didn't realise was it's your floating balance that is a reflection of your stop loss, of your drawdown. So you went 5.1% in drawdown, didn't hit any stop losses, boom, went on, made 25%. They do not give a fuck.
Don't matter.
You broke the rule, they're taking that account, and you're done.
So let's just quickly cover why they have the equity drawdown and not the balance drawdown. So balance is closed trades. That's your actual fixed balance. Equity is your floating balance of how many trades you got open as well, right? Because those open trades, they're going to be going in positive and negative, up and down all day.
Affecting your margins.
So the reason why they have to take equity into consideration is because you could open up fucking 50 trades, use no stop loss, right? And then you can just close each of them when they finally come back into profit.
Yeah.
Every single person would pass, wouldn't they? That's not good trading, is it? No. You want to go into loads of drawdown, it's stupid. That's why you have to take into account your equity, because that's what the prop firms are looking at. Which brings us on to the bonus tip. So the bonus tip is there's many resources out there that we can use to help us and help maintain an edge and just work a bit more smarter as traders. Yeah. One of those tools is a trade copier called Traders Connect. Now, not only does it do what it says on the tin, it's a trade copier. So you can hook one trading account up to it and you can connect 1,000 accounts if you wanted to. But it also has some pretty cool features that you can use to help you manage your funded trading account challenges and your actual funded trading account.
Especially for people that are working full time. People that use a next gen, for instance, they've built a strategy in their free time and it's trading for them in their work hours. So they, if you know, we said it time and time again, they might not be able to kind of check when they're at their computer or when they're on a building site or when they're driving. They can't manage the way that someone like myself and Ryan can, being at a desk 24 hours a day if we needed to.
Yeah. So that being said, how do we manage our open trades if we don't want to hit a drawdown limit? So on Traders Connect, there's something called equity protection. Now, if your daily drawdown limit is 5% on your prop firm, you can set your equity protection at 4.5% if you wanted to. So let's say, for example, if you've got a load of trades open, you've either placed those trades manually in the morning, or a full automated trading system, you've got 3 or 4 strategies hooked up and they've all pinged off at once, and those trades start going the wrong way, Do you want to breach your trading account, or would you rather have all those trades close out, bang, automatically, so you live to fight another day?
Especially with like the process of getting funded. So many people, we see it time and time again. They take months, even years sometimes, to get funded. And then they lose their funded account over a stupid mistake or a little discrepancy or something they didn't even mean to do. I've seen it before with the lot sizes. They've done a typo on the lot size. It's either been too big or too small. And then they don't get the results they're supposed to. Little human errors, all right? So if we can remove all of those human errors and as much of the thinking process and the manual handling as possible and replace it with technology, you're just leveraging yourself for success.
Yeah, and you give yourself that little bit more of an edge in compared to the other traders that are manually trading. This is what you've got to do. You've got to give yourself as much of an edge as possible using all the tools that technology provides us. That way, you make your life easier, you're working smarter. I hear the excuse all the time, oh yeah, I forgot I had these trades open, I was at work, I'm not allowed to use my phone at work, I failed my account. Hear that excuse all the time.
Yeah.
If you use equity protection from Traders Connect, you won't have that. You might come home to maybe some drawdown, but you wouldn't have breached the account.
Yeah.
And guess what? You've got unlimited time to pass. So use that time. You've got unlimited time to get out of that drawdown.
Yeah.
If it happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even go into drawdown. You just go straight profit.
And there's never a give up point. I see people talk, oh mate, I'm 3% down this account now. I might just wait off and start another one.
3% down's nothing.
I actually had a guy in my group called Tom, and he uses Next Gen also now. And he joined the community when he was. I'll have to get an exact figure of him, but I know it was around 8 or 9% drawdown, right? Yeah. So obviously over a long period of time, he'd just taken loss after loss after loss with the strategy that he'd been using. He started using the strategy that we kind of implemented together, and over a period of kind of 3 or 4 months, obviously he didn't start off to try and get out of that negative equity by risking 1% flat straight away, because he only had one chance. So he started off by risking a smaller percent, gradually built back some profit or some less drawdown, and once he got closer and closer and closer, he actually got that funded account passed, and he's had payouts from it. So it can be done, all right? It just means that you've got to have like a bulletproof mindset. And if you're going into trading, trying to get funded, or any kind of business kind of on your own, where you're going to be managing it, running it, dealing with all the ups and downs, if you don't have a bulletproof mindset, just give up now.
And you've got to know your shit.
That's it.
Going back to date, you've got to know your shit.
Be an expert in your field.
Expert. If you want the best results, you have to have the best knowledge. You have to become an expert. So let's recap. 1, the leapfrog method. 2, actually have a strategy. So many people just punting these funded trading account challenges and they're failing. Actually have a strategy and know your strategy. Know the data. 3, know the rules. Then, of course, bonus tip, think about using features like Traders Connect, which offer an equity protection, and they've got other tools that you can use as well. You can trade copy from one account to the other, and you can have it transfer the risk to make the risk smaller. If you want to have a more of a low risk funded trading account, you can make the risk high. If you want more of a high risk one, so you can diversify your risk between accounts as well. Now, we're not affiliated with Traders Connect whatsoever. It's just a tool that we use and that we find useful. So take those points into account. If you like this podcast, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. As always, thanks for tuning in.
See you later.
Catch you on the next one.